Hello, hello. How are you, friends? I'll let some more of you join. Well, hello, Elle. How are you? Is it Joe? Hey, gorgeous. Oh, hello, you. How are you, gorgeous? Is it Luz? L-U-Z? Hey, queen. Hello, Jess. You're lovely. You can't hear me? Oh, wait. Can you guys hear me? Handsome Squidward, I'm relying on you to tell me. Can you hear me? You can hear. Okay. Smart ass. You said you couldn't hear me. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Oh, man, I haven't seen you in over a year. Well, I'm glad you're here, friend. I'm still living and breathing. And I think somebody said, wait, same as YouTube or something like that. I know I just saw that. It's the same Joe. Oh, it's the same Joe from YouTube. I just got that. Okay, well, hello. I love that you're over here too. Thank you for being with me here. Hey, Kim, still bringing all your vids, or binging. Jesus, you see I'm squinting even with my glasses on, so bear with me. Hey, Kim, still binging all your vids and getting more and more movement. I love that I found you. I love that you found me too. I'm glad you're here. Girl, you're glowing. Oh my God, you're my new best friend. Thank you so much. Kim, please give me advice to stop reacting to the 3D. Okay, Samantha, let's talk about it. Samantha, I love that name, Samantha. By the way, it's such a pretty name. Why do you think you're reacting? And it's not a trick question, I promise. Why do you think you are? Thank you, the Bloodhound Life. Oh, like the Bloodhound Gang. Love it. Thank you very much. Why do you think you're reacting? It's not a trick question. Because I'm not getting what I want. That is correct. Well, I mean, that's your perception. So, good answer. So, why are you reacting? Do you think you're not going to get it? Some would say that's the version you're showing up as today. We could call that your avatar, your character, which I'm going to start poking at here. You're always going to be the character. Just saying, okay? Just saying. But knowing that, do you know who your awareness or your consciousness is? Are you aware? Do you believe it? Do you accept it? And if you do, and by the way, the answer is God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams. If you're aware of that, then when you're reacting, and you know you're reacting from, we'll say the fear of not getting what you want, do you see the silliness in that? Now, I don't mean the silliness that you're having feelings and emotions. I don't mean that. I mean the scheme of things. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get your outcome. Now, if you lean onto the logical side, right, I get it. You probably don't believe that. It's not easy to believe. But you see, the moment the spark of desire came for you, and you said, yes, I want that. I want that thing, whatever it is you're manifesting. Everything that's been unfolding has been leading you to it anyway. Or we could look at it as has been moving, shaping, growing, evolving you to the rising in consciousness of the self that has the desire. So it's like you've always known the movie outcome, right? If your life was a movie and all of us were just sitting back watching it, we already know how the movie ends. The movie ends with you having the things you desire, living the life you love. But all the stuff in the middle, the plot, is what you're experiencing right now. Everything is being brought to you or added unto you because it's supposed to be there. And even when things are like the polar opposite of what we want in reality, they're still a part of you getting the thing you want. Always. Isn't always able, it's not always easy. Excuse me, I should word it like that. It's not always easy to believe that. It's not. So this isn't to make you feel bad or to make you feel ashamed for reacting. But you can observe yourself in those moments. Why are you reacting? You're reacting from a fear. You're reacting from a version of yourself that's perceiving I'm not getting what I want, or it doesn't seemingly look like I'm going to get what I want. So where is that coming from? The state you're embodying. And you're more than the state. As a matter of fact, you're not even the state. You're more than that state. The state is the filter you're experiencing reality through. So that brings it back down to what? The avatar you is reacting to the experience. Now, that doesn't mean you stop being God. Let's not have that misunderstanding. It's not what I mean. But when you're observing and you take a step back and you look at yourself from afar, kind of up in here, you see, oh, this is why I'm upset. I'm upset because this appears like I'm probably not going to get what I want, which that is not the truth. You don't know how it's going to unfold. You don't know what reality is going to look like as it's bringing it to you. But like I said, we already know the movie ending. The movie ending is you get what you want. So what is there to be upset about? Nothing really in the scheme of things. Nothing really. All right, so you reacted. Okay, that moment's over. Now return. Return to your decision to be the self you want to be, or through the self you are remembering to be. Does that make sense? I hope. And to any of you sending me like Madame, Medina, Melina, I can't read. All right, let's just be honest. It's time for new glasses, honestly. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. And those reactions don't ruin it, correct? Correct. And I'm a very sarcastic person. I don't think that's difficult to see. So I love to be sassy and sarcastic, smart-assy, because that shit makes me laugh. If I meet other people and they show up sarcastic and sassy, I tend to immediately gravitate towards that person because I find it funny. It's humorous to me. So I'm full of that sass. And I might, break chops over people having reactions to things. And I'm breaking those chops because even I have reactions to things. We all do, right? We don't wake up to conscious manifestation and suddenly stop reacting to life. And that's silly. But I know sometimes this community, and this is the part where I love to be sarcastic about it, sometimes this damn community likes to make us feel like we're heathens for reacting to reality and we're going to ruin our lives if we have a reaction. And that is just dumb. Dumb and not true. So no, you're not ruining anything. To someone who's more heavily logical, it might be hard to believe that because you might be like logically interpreting yourself and reality. So it might be hard for you to see around the logic to understand that you're not hurting anything. You're not. In fact, you just might, let me reword that. In fact, maybe that reaction, that emotional reaction, that spiral was exactly what needed to happen for you to expand your awareness, to rise in consciousness, to therefore get what you want. It was more than likely supposed to happen. We demonize reacting to our 3D, emotionally reacting. We demonize it. But I've made a video on this, not on here. Well, maybe on here, but a longer one on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel. And it's because I sometimes like to pick fun of the manifestation community sometimes, because the silliness of the ups and downs and the ever-changing opinions on what's right and what's wrong. And the truth is, I think we are all here to know ourselves as source, and that things are naturally being brought to us anyway. So it was never a question of whether we can have what we want. We, I believe, lived a life that was always leading us to it, even if that doesn't make sense right now, and that's okay if it doesn't. But I think that we all come to that understanding eventually. So all these like rules and things that we have to live by in order to get our manifestation, I think they're silly, and I see them as silliness now. Limitations. How do you limit the limitless? Right? You don't. You can't. And that's what each one of us is. The different versions of ourselves, the avatar Kimberly, right? This is Kimberly, my meat sack. This is my avatar. This is what's limited, the avatar. But the consciousness lighting up this avatar is limitless. Do you see what I mean? And when I say this is limited, I just mean because we experience reality through a state of consciousness, and every single state of consciousness is already prepackaged, ready-made out of the infinite different states of consciousness. So it appears that we are limited. Really not, though. Do you see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to what you have to do to manifest and what you can't do to manifest, what you shouldn't do to manifest, in the scheme of it, isn't it all fucking silliness? When if there's infinite versions of you and you're already that limitless consciousness, all you need to do really to manifest is to expand your awareness to that understanding, and therefore what? Put your awareness on who you want to be and go live your life. And everything you do is leading you to that thing or person that you're manifesting. At least that's where I've evolved to. So who knows where we all evolve to next. But I don't think we've ever been truly limited. But I think we expand our awareness to that place where we understand that. Does that make sense? Well, is it Kanisha? I'm glad that you're glad. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. Because let me just tell you, this is one of those things I love to be sassy about. If reacting was truly going to harm your manifestation, then somebody better show up and tell my boyfriend to pack his fucking bags, because he's not supposed to be here, because apparently I should have never been able to manifest him. And I should have never been able to manifest him living with me, which was my ultimate outcome. So somebody better fill him in that he's not supposed to be here. And he was never meant to be manifested. Because you could bet your sweet ass that this girl had some emotional reactions. You bet your ass I did. Okay? I don't claim to be perfect. Because I'm not. If something upsets me in reality, then something upsets me in reality, and I don't pretend it's not upsetting me. I don't filter myself. I mean, in one respect, I guess I'm filtering a little. I don't run out and go slap people in the face just because I feel like it. I don't do things like that. But I don't make myself feel bad because something's irritating me, bothering me, hurting me. I can acknowledge it. I can accept it. I can know that this thing bugs me. How that applies to manifestation is maybe at the end of the day, I'm taking a step back and trying to see exactly why is that really bothering me? Why is that really hurting me? And you come to realize that it's not really bothering you. We're responding from a fear, from a belief, from all the different infinite versions of ourselves. So we're not bad people because we have emotions and feelings, just saying. Get what I mean? Kim, I asked you on this chat a few months ago about my health, and guess what? I am healed. I am so happy for you. Well done, my friend. Hello, success story. Speaking of that boyfriend, I think he just walked through the door. So we should tell him he's got to pack up and leave. Because I wasn't supposed to manifest him because I reacted to things. Just saying. Well done, my friend. I am very happy for you. And thank you very much for coming back to one of my live streams and putting that in the comments so that you are the BBL for other people. That was very nice of you. Better give her a treat. My dog will bark and give him a hard time until he gives her a treat. SP is in quiet time, but he's going to come back after I'm done with sorting things out. You sort out all you need to sort out, my friend. He can come back at any time. Unless, of course, you're saying that. Like, I'm deciding he's not coming back until I sort things out. And that's fine too, I guess, right? I haven't seen you in so long. I love your face. You helped me so much. I love your face. So thank you very much. If you don't want to be on camera, I would be careful. Okay. You manifested SP but lost him again. What I have to do? What do you believe about yourself? Who are you right now in this moment? Who are you? Who do you believe you are? What do you believe about your person? Because at every given moment, we are experiencing reality through this avatar, through the character, through the role you're playing. So, what version of this avatar, your avatar, are you showing up as? What do you believe? What do you believe about love? What's the truth for you? So you take a look at that, and if it appears that things are, like you have unfavorable beliefs, well, then you bring your awareness to the who you want to be. And it is that simple. Doesn't always feel that simple, but it is that simple because of who you really are. Source. I was feeling really good and confident, and suddenly my SP blocked me. What should I do? Focus on self? Okay, so your SP blocked you. I know that sucks. I know that doesn't feel good. So do you hear how you're equating? Like, what the hell? Why did this happen? I was feeling really good. And now this. What did I do wrong? Nothing. Nothing. See how you're putting the meaning. Listen, in the scheme of things, like as a human to a human, I know being black sucks, and it's scary, and it's giving you probably a feeling like you're never going to get unblocked or you're never going to talk to that person again. And none of that is true, but that might be the meaning you're giving it. See, anytime something shitty happens in reality, what is most of our conditioning? We immediately respond to it like, oh my God, what have I done wrong? I thought I was in the state. I thought I was doing all my manifestation techniques. I thought I was doing everything right. Why did this happen? How about because it was supposed to? Get busy back to the who you are. Don't judge it. Listen, as a human, we all immediately judge things. What's important is understanding why we just judged it, why we just gave it a deeper meaning. Like it's bad. So in other words, if you know that you've been doing your best to be the version of yourself that has the desire, if you know that you have been consciously aware of that, and you know yourself as source, if suddenly you've been blocked, that doesn't mean anything's really wrong. It feels like it from the logical standpoint. That doesn't mean you're not going to get your desire. It just means this is an experience you're having. We could say, well, an old version of you might have feared being blocked, feared being abandoned. But that's one out of the infinite versions of you. So does that have to be relevant anymore? No. The only thing that's, I would say, irrelevant is knowing yourself as source first, and then being aware that simply knowing you are who you say you are. In other words, I am that I am. you really only need to know that everything will be added unto you, right? Isn't that the Bible quote? Everything will be added unto you. Your job is to be aware of your ideal, meaning being aware of the self you want to be. Don't overthink the being block. Don't give it more meaning. If you've been doing your due diligence, like I said earlier, if you've been doing your best to be the self you want to be, and this showed up, nothing has changed in the game plan. Go back to knowing yourself as the self you want to be. This will take care of itself. And you being blocked, technically, let's just say, we'll go to the 3D world here for a minute. You being blocked could have absolutely nothing really to do with you, and it has everything to do with your specific person. And things are being rearranged in reality to bring you two back together. And for some wackadoodle reason, this was a part of the unfolding. And quite frankly, anything you experience from the moment you say yes to your desire is a part of the unfolding. And don't hear that word unfolding and equate that to linear time, because I don't mean a long amount of linear time is your unfolding. That's not what it means. It just means all the things, if your life was a movie and the outcome was you getting your desire, this means the unfolding is all the stuff that took place in the movie plot, in the middle of the movie, to give you your desire. And trust me, once you two are officially together, this being blocked thing isn't going to phase you. It's going to be irrelevant, because it is. To help. Mindset was on track, and then 3D makes me think I've wasted time, so hard to persist. Now questioning. What are you questioning? What are you questioning? I said this in my live stream on my YouTube channel yesterday, and we'll say it again, okay? I'm having a hot flash, clearly. That's why I keep taking the glasses on, taking them off. All right. Every single one of us is manifesting something, right? Whether it's love, money, a car, a house, change of appearance, whatever. And no matter what anybody says, initially, we have a preconceived idea of what reality should look like to make us feel safe and secure that the manifestation is working. Now, some of us might be of the understanding that it probably isn't going to happen the way you are thinking it's going to. So we don't give it much additional thought. We kind of just let that thought float by. But for any of us that are, I don't want to say new, but newer, and are still growing in their understanding, might really hang on to that idea of, if my manifestation is working, this and this and this will be happening in 3D. So if those things aren't happening, this means that this isn't working. And first of all, because you are source, that is a version of you who believes that inherently. So therefore what? That's what you'll experience in reality. So when you don't see those preconceived ideas, you're going to give it the meaning that it means you're not getting your manifestation. That'll be what you experience in reality. So what I'm trying to say is, there isn't a person on the planet, not one, who can tell you how your manifestation will unfold in your reality. No one can tell you that, including yourself. None of us know what experiences happen. We don't. So then how can you look at reality and assume, well, because I don't see anything that seems like it would be connected to the manifestation, well, then it's just not working. I'm wasting my damn time. I've been having a great mindset. I'm just wasting my fucking time because nothing's changed. How do you know that? What are you comparing it to? You're comparing it to nothing. You're comparing it to pre-experiences, maybe life experiences, in whatever department you're manifesting in. Maybe you're looking back through your life and you're comparing things to that. Or you're comparing it to the preconceived idea that you have. Like, so for example, let's say you're manifesting a specific person. And I'm just making things up to give you a good example. And let's say, okay, if I'm manifesting a specific person, then if in reality I'm in contact with that person and they're asking me out for dates and they text me every single day, that means my manifestation is working. No one but you conjured up that idea. And in the bigger scheme, the bigger orchestration, those three things might not exactly be the things you experience as this unfolds. But it never meant it's not working. But that's what your logical mind thinks is supposed to happen. And it more than likely won't happen that way. So, this is why I say, the moment you said, yes, you want this desire, everything you're experiencing is somehow connected to you having the desire. Every single time, no exceptions. But you have the free will to judge reality and say whatever you want about it. But because you are source, and the answer is always yes, then the answer is going to be what you decide. So like you said, I've had a great mindset and nothing's happened in reality. Makes it seem like I'm wasting my time. What's the answer to that? The answer is always yes. Okay, she's got a great mindset, but nothing's working. That's what she wants. That's what we'll keep giving her. And that elusive we is you, right? Your own consciousness. So it isn't a waste of your time. You haven't been wasting your time. Okay? It's not. But your perception of reality is telling you what you really believe, or what version of self you're experiencing, what state of consciousness you're in. Does that make sense? It's never a waste of time. Am I boring you? Yes, Julia, it's always working. Yeah, that probably won't happen. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he talks on camera. Sometimes he's a moody thing and doesn't want to say anything. Can you say hi? You got a hand wave. Really? You can't just say hi? This is what he's doing. There is always movement. Always. Even when we don't really see it, even when it seems like nothing is happening or everything you're experiencing seems to be unrelated, everything is moving. The hand wave is fine. Yeah. What are you doing? He's throwing his shoelaces at me. I ruined it. I cried a lot today because I'm assuming you meant to say said he don't want a relationship with me. So how did you ruin it? I'm lost on that. Because you cried? That means you ruined it because you cried? Where did you hear that absolutely astronomically wrong information from? Who told you that if you cried, you ruined things? You've ruined the manifestation. You might not have liked what your specific person had to say today. You might not like that. But that doesn't mean anything is done. That doesn't mean you can't get your desire. It doesn't. So ask yourself, what do you really believe about love, relationships? What do you really believe about your person? So in other words, are you identifying as a particular version of yourself, the self that has the relationship? Do you know who your consciousness really is? I affirm through my cries and look like a crazy person, but it works. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you do, but there is nothing wrong with crying. Nothing. I look at crying as release. You're releasing. Well, thank you for being here, Connie. Any tips for manifesting someone who looks like a celebrity but isn't that celebrity? Open to all. Yeah. Why do you think it's something special? I mean, I guess I can see it as being pretty awesome that your person looks like a celebrity. But why does that matter? So my tip to you is to ask yourself, why do you think that matters? Are you putting that manifestation on some pedestal like it's super different, like it's a special manifestation because your person looks like a celebrity? Because it's not. You manifest everything the same exact way. Literally everything the same. No manifestation, no matter how much we want to disagree with this, no manifestation is bigger than another. Might feel like it, but none is. They're all equal. So ask yourself, why? Why do you see it that way? Because it doesn't matter. An SP is an SP. I usually get asked the question about manifesting a celebrity. It's just like manifesting your friggin' neighbor. It really is no different. Your logical, literal, analytical, human-y side might disagree with that. But then you want to ask yourself that next question. Why? Why do you disagree with it? And you're going to come up with all the logical reasons why it's different. It's very different. But all those are your limited beliefs. Do you see what I'm trying to say? They're just your limits. You're believing in the limits. You're believing in the conditioning. Well, why are you doing that? Because you're in a state of consciousness. You're in that state. You're in that version of yourself. Let's step out of it. Observe the observer. Observe the mind. Observing the observer is like separating from the character and observing the thoughts. Okay, but my thing is, we don't want to start demonizing the character. And I see that happening, and I'm shitting all over it for a reason. We did the same thing to the ego. If you go back and look at videos, I don't know. Let's say I started my YouTube channel in 2020. So from like 2020 to maybe like 2022 or 2021-ish, everything, that's just your ego. It's your ego responding. It's your ego doing that. It's an ego desire. That's just your ego ruining things. So we demonized the ego. Because we as humans we need something to be the bad guy. And now it's the character. Now the character, right? Just know yourself as source. You're only thinking that thought from the character. There's one thing explaining it. There's another demonizing the character, because guess what? We're always going to experience physical reality with the character. So we don't want to demonize that character. Just saying. Sorry, I get nitpicky. Logical mind is not my friend. I don't think the logical mind is anybody's friend. Seriously. I mean, unless, of course, we're applying that logic to our benefit, as a benefit, which is possible. Can your SP come on Zoom tonight and tell us behind the scenes juice? Probably not. Probably not. Manifest my SP to break up with his what? To break up with his girlfriend and reach out, but he hasn't been texting me and following girls. Okay. Gabby, what do you really believe about yourself? Do you really know what identity you are experiencing reality through? Because just by everything you just told me, I'm thinking no. And this is not me judging you for what you're manifesting. That's not what I meant by that. Read your comment again. See through that comment. See who you are in this moment. What version of you is here experiencing reality? It's the version of you that is experiencing a limited belief or two. But that's okay. We don't have to fix the limited beliefs. We got to transcend that state. So think about the version of you that doesn't have to do all those things, that just naturally has the relationship. You don't have to think about all these things, all these, well, SP needs to do this and this and this so we can be together. You're deciding, you're telling me all the things you think logically need to happen in order for you to have your desire. And that goes right back to what I was saying earlier. None of us know truly what needs to happen for a desire to come. That's the logical, literal mind saying that, deciding that. So get your mind off of what you're seeing as barriers to what you want and get your awareness on already having it, on being the self that has it, and you will see all those barriers begin to melt away. See what I mean? What do you think about EFT tapping? Truthfully, I think of EFT tapping like I think of crystals. It's another thing to do. Another thing to do to get something into my mind. I'm going to tap the shit out of myself. If it's bringing you joy and it feels good, continue doing it. But do I EFT tap? Yet never. I am love. I am love. I am love. No. I am source. And I don't have to tap into myself to know I'm source. I know it. And you could know it too right now. You need nothing outside of yourself. Nothing. That's another thing to do. It's another thing. It's like manifesting with crystals or manifesting using tarot cards. It's another thing outside of you. Again, no shame to people who want to EFT tap. No shame. But you're still reaching outside yourself. You're using a totem. And that might bring you comfort, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just see it's another thing. Like, to me, that is the same thing as feeling like you must have nervous system regulation. Outside of the fact that it just feels good to have your nervous system regulated. It feels good. But is a requirement to manifest? No. No, it's not. Do you need EFT tapping to manifest? To know yourself as source? Absolutely not. You need nothing outside of your own consciousness. See what I mean? You're not the meat sack. You experience reality with the meat sack. So I don't need to do a thing with the meat sack. You're doing it with the mind. And I don't mean the mind as, the physical brains in the skull. I'm talking about the mind. Your consciousness. That's all you need. So, just saying. I like to think of everything being quantum entangled with me. I want it. I got it. I like it. I like it. I like that. Yes. People are always overcomplicating this law. I know Neville is tired. Oh my God, he's rolling over. He's rolling over in the grave. I on TikTok, I cannot lie. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist on YouTube. I just haven't seen any of it lately. Some of the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs things I have seen on this TikTok on what you should do to manifest, it baffles me. Baffles me. It's Sometimes funny. Sometimes I am laughing, which makes me feel bad for the person in the video, because I know they really believe the thing they're saying. So I don't think they're doing it to be malicious. I'm just like, oh my God, you poor soul. We are not, we don't really have to do anything. It's your mind. You're thinking, you're using that mind all the time. I saw a video where a woman said you need to be employed to manifest money. Wow. Wow, that's... Wow. I don't even know how to respond to that. I wouldn't have been able to get through that video. I'm paid to exist. That's the attitude. I don't know what I would do. Enough is enough. Agreed. I've been listening to Neville this past couple of months. I'm really enjoying it. I am so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. I love Neville. I love Neville. So for them, manifesting is that paycheck. That's what it sounds like. Yep. And so they're limiting. That's like stepping on a hose when you're trying to water the backyard. It's like stepping on the hose, but still trying to water the backyard. You're squeezing it down to a droplet of water. That's what that is doing. You open yourself up to all the infinite possibilities, right? That's right, Becca, we are. Manifesting my kid's mother back and blocked me again. Okay, so, again, I know being blocked is not fun. And, you know, we've got children involved in this. So I, as a mother, can resonate with that. So I know that is also very painful. So if you can you think about who you would be if none of that stuff was happening? So if you're trying to be reunited with the mother of your children, can you think about being back with her and what life would be like being back together? What it would feel like to be that version of yourself? Can you even think of that? Can you imagine that? You just imagining it is you being that version of yourself. I know that seems too good to be true and not possible, but it is. That's how instantly we move through states of consciousness. Reality might not appear any different, but it is. You know, that's the whole quantum side of it. So, my dog is bored to tears. She is snoring her balls off. Try to bring your awareness on being the self you want to be, and that being blocked or any other barriers to your desire will take care of themselves. So our human-y side loves to bring our focus back onto the things that we see as barriers, as something that's getting in the way of the manifestation, but nothing is. So when you find yourself focusing on what's wrong, remind yourself again, number one, knowing who you are first as the I am. Okay? Knowing yourself as that. That's what your true self is. And then allowing yourself to see yourself as the self who has or is experiencing exactly what you want. And don't get hung up on all the things you think that that need to happen in order for you to be that self. That's not our job. That'll be taken care of. It's not always easy to trust that. But the only time we distrust it or question it is when what? We're re-entangled with our 3D. We're re-entangled into our state of consciousness. That's all it is. Okay? Yes, know that you are doing everything right. Just surrender and be all-knowing. Yes. Yes, yes, double yes. What do you do after months and your manifestation hasn't conformed? Who are you? Who do you really believe you are? Sincerely, who do you really believe you are? If you had to define for me exactly who you are, what would it say? What would you say about your reality? Would you say it hasn't conformed? Would you really give that as an answer? Is that what you inherently are in conviction of? Because that's answering the question. That's telling you who you really are and why reality appears that way. See, everything already exists. Everything already exists. Everything is already created. But you experience, perceive reality through states of consciousness. Right? So you are source individualizing itself through each one of us. And from there, you have the free will to be any version of yourself you want to be. So, are you the version of yourself that inherently is in conviction that it hasn't changed yet? Then that's what we want to change, is your perception. Observe the observer. Observe your mind. Thank you. I like those. Observe your mind. Observe where the mind goes. Don't judge it. Observe it. And you'll see. You'll be able to easily see who you have been being, who you have believed you were, so that we can bring our awareness to the self we want to be, and reality will change. But just for the sake of saying, your manifestation isn't on hold. It didn't stop working. Everything that you've been experiencing is all a part of this, including you coming into this understanding, including you showing up to this live stream today for me to answer that question, for you to bring your awareness to the self you want to be. It's all a part of it. Again, not always easy to believe that, but that's the truth. From France. Well, hello. Hi from Central New York. How are you? Well, my friends, I'm going to have to cut this live stream a little bit shorter than I had intended. I apologize for that, but I will go live again. I hope you are all doing fabulous. Thank you for being here with me today, and I shall see you all soon. Yes, I'm going to save this live, and yes, I will put it up on YouTube. To anybody who is in my channel membership over on YouTube, I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Okay? If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, head over to my YouTube.